Hi, it's Mrs. Pollard, and this week we're going to go over Chapter 9. Try to do it in about 10 minutes or so to give you a full overview. Before that, I want to pose, if you have any questions from last week from Chapter 8, please feel free to send me an email. I'll have limited access on Monday and Tuesday, but we'll get back to you as promptly as I can. Also, be reminded that your second unit test 2, is going to be due on Friday by 11:59. So make sure that you manage your schedule so that you can get that in. It does cover chapters 5 through 8. So now let's dig into Chapter 9, which deals with managing diversity and inclusion. In the previous chapter, we described the laws that require equal opportunity and fair treatment in the workplace. But there's a proactive approach, that of seeking and capitalizing on the benefits of a diverse workforce. And this is fundamental to the success of many organizations today. Managers who lack the skills to lead men and women of different colors, ages, cultures, religions, abilities, and backgrounds are going to be at a significant disadvantage in their careers. In the United States, the number of racial and ethnic minorities is decreasing far faster than the growth rate in white non-minority population, and women make up a sizable share of the workforce. American workers, customers, and markets are highly diverse and becoming even more so. So in addition, businesses are becoming increasingly global. So managers must be more aware of and sensitive to cultural differences. Also, the creativity and innovation that are vital for organizational success are fostered in an atmosphere that celebrates differentiated perspectives and bright people from all walks of life. Few societies have access to the range of talents available in the United States, with its immigrant tradition and racially and ethnically diverse population. Yet, getting people from divergent backgrounds to work together effectively is just not simple. For this reason, managing diversity is one of America's biggest challenges as well as opportunities. On this slide, you can see the learning objectives for Chapter 9. Essentially, there are two distinctive, though related, sets of diversity and inclusion activities in which organizations engage. Those include divergent management, which is proactive in nature, and affirmative action programs, which are more reactive and focus on compliance. Organizations that strive to foster the richness that a diverse workforce brings also work to build bridges between those employees to tap their potential. Such inclusion moves beyond valuing the differences of employees to valuing the connections that arise and develop between them. Diversity is far from a new challenge for managers. However, over time, U.S. businesses have changed their approach to managing diversity. And as you can see here, you'll see some snippets of past policies or procedures, and it just shows how we have evolved. The one in red really stood out to me. At one point in time, at one point in time, women who wanted a bank loan needed a male cosigner, and married women were not issued credit cards in their own name. Things have definitely changed for better. The most difficult and wrenching struggle for equality involved America's non-white minorities. Rigid racial segregation of education, employment, and housing persisted for 100 years after the end of the Civil War. After years of courageous protest and struggle, the unanimous Brown versus Board of Education Supreme Court decision in 1954 declared segregation unconstitutional. This set the stage for laws that included the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Here's a fact. U.S. businesses do not have a choice of whether to have a diverse workforce. If they want to survive, they must learn to manage a diverse workforce sooner or better than their competitors do. Diversity today refers to far more than skin color, and gender. The term broadly refers to a variety of differences that are summarized here in Exhibit 9.2. These differences include religious affiliation, age, disability status, military experience, sexual orientation, economic class, educational level and lifestyle, as well as gender, race, ethnicity, and nationality. As women have gained more presence and power in the workforce, some have drawn attention to the problem of sexual harassment. This is unwelcome sexual conduct that's a term or condition of employment. Sexual harassment or harassment falls into two categories. Quid pro quo, which basically means you give me something, I give you something. Or a hostile environment, where basically the surroundings have become hostile or intimidating due to unwelcome sexual conduct. Both categories of harassment or harassment violate Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, regardless of the sex of the harasser and the victim. In more recent years, more than 16% of complaints filed with the federal government actually came from males. One way managers can help their companies prevent harassment or avoid punitive damages if a lawsuit is filed is to make sure their organization has an effective and comprehensive policy on harassment. You can see the six basic components illustrated here in Exhibit 9.3. It would start with creating an organization-wide policy inclusive of a complaint procedure, training for supervisors, action on complaints, offenders will be disciplined, and then follow up and resolve. Along with gender issues, the importance and scope of diversity are evident in the growth of racial minorities and immigrants in the workforce. Consider these facts. Black, Asian, and Hispanic workers hold more than one of every four jobs. Foreign-born workers make up more than 16% of the U.S. civilian labor force. About half of these workers are Hispanic and 24% are Asian. Mentally and physically disabled people are the largest unemployed minority in the U.S. Managing a diverse workforce presents many advantages, to include the ability to attract and retain motivated employees, being able to have a better perspective on a differentiated market, an ability to leverage creativity and innovation in problem solving, and enhancement of organizational flexibility, which with all of these allow you to be able to deliver goods and services to individuals that make up a diverse market. Despite the laws guaranteeing equal opportunity and the business advantages of diversity and inclusion, every year thousands of lawsuits are filed complaining of discrimination and unfair treatment, and some actually involve large and well-respected firms. Even in companies that are careful to avoid discrimination in their hiring and pay, managing diversity is still difficult. Managers with all the goodwill in the world sometimes just find it harder than they expected to get people from different backgrounds to work together for a common goal. Becoming an effective manager of a diverse organization requires identifying and overcoming several challenges that you see here on the screen.